Welcome to the mini masterclass with Deniz. We're doing Myofa Qigong and this is movement 9, the final one, floating clouds and flowing water. I shall show you the movement and we'll do this together. One of my favorites. So, how do we break this down? The bow stance strengthens the body, so make sure you engage the thighs in the bow stance and you haven't locked your knees out. So sink in and your knees don't go any further than your toes. Now once we have done the end of the previous movement, pushing horizons, both hands come back in. So this is where we'll start off from. And then we'll just have the hands open and sink. And we create a ball of chi between the palms. So your palms are connecting to each other and just lift them up so they're around belly height. Now we move in the direction of the upper elbow. Okay, not your lower one, but the upper elbow. And you retain the connection between your palms. So from your torso, the whole torso turns as one piece. Okay, so I'm not going to turn too much. I can't turn too much. If I turn too much, watch what happens to this leg. It collapses. I end up pushing into my knee and that's going to really hurt me, and I don't want this to happen. So I want to keep this bow stance and I'm going to turn from my pelvis, my waist, my chest, all moves as one rectangular piece. And then when I get, just before I get to the point where I can't go anymore, I'm not pushing myself there because I'm always working to my 70%, but I can feel that I can't really go too much further. I'm going to turn my hands so that my lower hand comes round to the top and my top hand comes down underneath. So now I follow the elbow of my upper arm. I turn from my torso, turn my hands and back. Turn my hands just before I arrive to the end of my movement, and that helps to create fluidity. So this is the beginning of this movement. Nice and smooth. Always connecting your palms. Your palms at this stage never lose connection. You've got this ball of chi between your palms. And as you do this movement, connect your palms together with your mind as if something interesting is happening between your palms. So essentially we're ending where we started. We started off by making a connection between the palms and compressing the 3 pearls, and we're ending up doing the same thing. Perfect. Now come to the center. Now if your legs are wobbling a bit because you're really engaging your thighs, let's give them a shake out. This isn't a perseverance test. Shake out, let the blood flow, and then when you're ready, let's get back into that wider stance. Back to where we started, in the center. Now we're going to turn again. Now as we turn this time, the top hand is going to act like clouds just floating. So your palm is just going to turn upwards and outwards, and the bottom hand is going to turn, and it's going to be the sea, the water. So from here, palm turns up, the other palm turns down, and we turn again exactly the same with the torso. Now when we start to approach the other side, the bottom hand comes up, the top hand comes down, and at this stage my palm is facing me, but as I start to turn, it starts to turn away from me. Bottom hand comes up, top hand comes down, and I turn. Floating clouds, flowing water. The transition in nature where it rains, evaporates, come back up to form clouds. So this final movement is just creating absolute harmony, balance. It allows for change. Both hands down. Give your legs a shake out. Now this final movement brings a real sense of peace and calm to the whole form that we've just done. And it just gives us a real sense of being. And that point I just mentioned about change, that's something that quite a few people struggle with, is change. Doesn't matter how big or small. And by doing our Qigong, balancing left and right, the sloshing, the up, the down, that just allows us to create change within our internal environment, within ourselves. And then that helps us to generate change externally. So when we do face change in life, it's not so much of a shock. So this end movement is about the transition of change, which is where we finish up. So let's do that again, and we'll put some breathing into it. So get back into your wide stance. Now I've spoken a bit and given your legs a bit of a breather. Okay. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. In, out. In and out. And back to the center. Lower both hands. Now we're going to slosh again. And then we're going to bring your foot right back into what we call a narrow stance. So when you're ready, the foot comes back in for a narrow stance. So your feet are closer together now, but not quite touching. And this is where we would close our entire form. So I am going to do that with you now. Breathe in and out. And that's our final movement of the form. Please use these videos to go back and revisit. It's very easy to think, I know that movement, and then we get into bad habits. So please always go back, revisit, refresh yourself. It's worth it. We don't want old habits to come in and take over the movement. So just remind yourselves. I hope you've enjoyed these mini master classes of Myofa Qigong. We are going to be practicing all of these in our live classes, and these are there to back up what we're learning. So enjoy, refresh, replay, share with your friends and family, and I look forward to seeing you in the live classes. Take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye bye.